Well, good morning, Potter's House family. I'm here with another word from the Word for you for today. Um, just before I get to the word, I want to just say a little something about what happened yesterday in the U.S. It's always kind of a strange thing for me, being a U.S. citizen and a Canadian permanent resident. My home's here in Canada. And to watch what's going on there from a distance. And so it was very sad to see yesterday as a sitting U.S. president basically incited a mob, and that mob then overran the rest of the government. And Yeah, it's very sad. It's a very sad thing to see. One, that that country is to that place. Two, that it would happen. Three, that it was even possible to happen. And and with that, I was just really troubled yesterday. So very, very heavy-hearted all day yesterday. And what I'm reminded of today, this morning, is the fact that my ultimate citizenship does not lie in the U.S. It does not lie in Canada. It lies with Jesus. And that's where my hope is found, and that's where my wrote about his love and care for all of them, his prayers for them. He says this: "It's right for me to feel this way about you all, because I hold you in my heart. For you are all partakers with me of grace, both in my imprisonment and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel." And so what Paul is saying here really does tie in with what's going on in our world today. You see, Paul was imprisoned. Why? Because of his citizenship in Jesus Christ, because he was proclaiming Jesus, because he was proclaiming the gospel. He was locked up by his government. But he says, in that, you are all partakers with me of grace. We're in this together. We are citizens together in God's kingdom, and no matter what comes at us in this world, no matter how crazy it gets, we can rest assured that ultimately we are secure in Jesus Christ. And in him, and in my imprisonment, and in the defense and confirmation of the gospel. That's what we're to be about. We're about defending and confirming the gospel, proclaiming it to the world. In that we have our hope, in that we have our assurance. And I want to tell you today, if you're watching this and you do not know Jesus Christ as your Lord and Savior, if you have never placed your faith in him, then I want to encourage you, turn to Jesus. He's the eternal Son of God who came to earth, lived as a man, lived a perfect life, and yet died on the cross paying the punishment for sin. We know that that payment was received by the fact that he rose 3 days later and is alive today. He's ascended into heaven, and from which he's going to come back, and he is going to set all things right. He's going to punish those who are guilty, and those of us who have been redeemed by his grace, those of us who have placed our faith in him, we get to spend eternity with him. And so I want to encourage you today to turn to Jesus. And if you've turned to Jesus, and if you have faith in Jesus, and then you are with me, in that we are all partakers with me of grace. And so let's be reminded today of the fact that we are partakers of grace. And we have our assurance in him. We have our salvation in him. Not in human governments, not in election results, not in who's got what power, because he ultimately has all power. This has been your word from the Word for today. Hope it's encouragement to you. I will see you again tomorrow. Bye. Bye for now.